Good evening and welcome to the post-game press conference here at the FIBA Basketball World Cup in Jakarta, Indonesia. It was Group H action tonight. Latvia falling to Canada 75-101. We are joined by Coach Luka Banki and player Rodions Kuriks. Rodions, can you give us some thoughts and comments about tonight's game?
A tough game. The halftime was pretty good, but then we kind of came out sloppy, and as we expected, they'll come out aggressive, and we just couldn't respond to that at the beginning. Then we found a way, but didn't do the job in the fourth quarter, unfortunately.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, let's say first of all, I want to congratulate with our opponent who played a very solid game. Numbers prove. A very excellent performance also from the arc, where they're shooting the ball very well. They proved their potential. From my side, I'm very proud of the game we played. It's impressive how we approach the game in terms of focus, energy, and desire to impose our basketball style. Then, of course, during game, it's difficult to face such a physicality and such a tones of talent. Was pretty normal that we were missing some energy because play team like them, it cost a lot of energy, both ends, to compete with their intensity. But since the end, we gave our fans the vibes and the emotion that they really. We were here to compete, not only just to celebrate the goal we achieved. So I want to underline the excellent performance of our opponents, but on the other hand, I believe that Team Latvia also tonight really deserve to have the applause of their fans.
Thank you, Coach. And we'll take questions for the player first in English, if we have any.
Good evening, Rodions. I'm Adrian from Main Basket Indonesia. I really want to know from your perspective as a player who played the game, what is the biggest difference between these games and then the last game against France?
They just play different kind of basketball. They play fast-paced basketball and more physical, in my opinion, than France. They try to catch you on your own mistakes.
Do we have any more questions for Rodions? We'll go ahead and take some in Latvian so we can let him go. Right here? Is that okay?
Yes, of course. It's okay.
Rodion, šodien tev rezultīvākā spēle pasaules kausā. Treneris jau pēc Francijas spēles slavēja, paskatieties, cik minūtes spēlē 30 un tikai 2 punktu liels ieguldījums aizsardzībā. Kas tev lielāku baudu sagādā? Palīdzēt komandai aizsardzībā vai punktus gūt? Un kā tu novērtētu otro puslaiku šajā spēlē?
Man sagādā baudu darīt to, kas palīdz komandai vinēt. Man nav svarīgi, vai es iemetu vai neiemetu. Man ir svarīgi, ka es daru savu darbu, ko no manis grib treneris. Un palīdzu komandai jebkādā veidā vinēt spēli. Otrais puslaiks bija bišķiņ, nezinu, man liekas, manuprāt, es zinu, ka treneris mūs paslavēja, bet manuprāt, mēs iznācām bišķi negatīvi un bišķiņ kaut kādā veidā, softķikā bišķiņ tā izgājām un mēs negaidījām tos triecienu no viņiem. Uz ko mēs pēc tam atradām spējas piecelties, bet pēc tam bišķi 4. pietrūka varbūt spēki un bišķiņ pieļāvām kaut kādas kļūdas. Un nepareizs lēmums, un tāpēc arī atdevām bišķi spēli. Bet enerģija bija līmenī, es domāju, un mēs cīnījāmies līdz galam to pašu, ko teica treneris.
Do we have any more questions for the player? Yep.
Jānis Benziks, Delfi, Rodion šodien pamatsastāvā devies kopā ar brāli. Cik varbūt īpašs moments tas jums abiem bija?
Jā, protams. Vispār šis pasākums ir ļoti īpašs moments priekš mums, un arī tā pēdējā spēle, kur mums bija tas moments, kur tiešām es vakar pārskatīju kaut kādas vairākas reizes. Tas ir vienkārši neiedomājams emocijas piedzīvot šo visu kopā un, protams, arī šodien iet starta pieciniekā kopā ar viņu.
Do we have any more questions? If not, we'll move on to the coach.
All right, guys, good night.
Thank you. Yep.
Coach, I wanted to ask what happened with your belt during the game and
Broken.
Italians' emotions, normal thing when that didn't like the referee about the technical foul?
No, the technical foul was okay. Let's say part of the game. In order of okay, my feeling was that was not the same criteria to judge the contact from the very beginning. You know, you come to play Team Canada, 3 referees from America. Doesn't sound fair. Contact. Don't look at the name they have on their shirt. Žagars deserve the same treatment than Alexander. It's not a matter of salaries. It's not a matter of popularity. It's not a matter of age. That's why, you know, the conversation at some point became a little bit tense. But okay, the technical foul, if they want to go with that criteria, I believe the other coach deserve a couple. At some point, he was in the middle of the court. It seems that FIBA rules works for somebody, not for somebody else. They impose us to stay perpendicular before the game. They stay parallel. There's such a contact, shoulder to chest, in one side is legal, other side, but okay, I'm not looking for excuse. You ask me why technical foul? Technical foul was their decision. I believe that applying the same criteria was a very fair game. We accept their strengths, their power. It's nice that we push them to play a very high-level game to beat Team Latvia. I just saw that we led the game for 19 minutes. You know, it's something makes me very proud of those guys despite the injury of Dairis Bertens. We played solid, you know, then it can happen during you know, I was moving on a sideline and my belt broke, but it's okay. There's always a plan B. So it's fine, nothing serious. No, it's okay, nothing to analyze. Then one more time, an excellent approach from our side. It's nice to see those guys play with the personality they show in the first 25 minutes. Even when the beginning of the third, they had a small break, timeout, and we come back one possession distance. You have to be perfect when you play teams like Canada. And it's nice that the next 2 games will be with Spain and Brazil. So same level of basketball. I really wish to show the same level of efficiency and competitiveness. I know it's difficult, energy are going down. You know, the game with France took a lot of energy from our legs, from our mind. Play every single duel with such teams like Canada burns a lot of energy because you try to go over your limits, and it costs, for example, sharpness on shooting. That is one of our main weapons, let's say. But I really wish to have now the time to reset and to prepare in the next round to have 2 more great games, because that's what we need and that's what we wish arriving in World Cup. That's the level we want to compete. And it's nice that the next 2 games will be against 2 great teams like Spain and Brazil.
Coach, Žagars was again productive in the first half, less so in the second half. Was it Canada's adjustments or the fatigue that you spoke about?
Yeah, I believe it's a matter of also, let's say, I don't believe from their side was a kind of adjustment because they know him very well, especially after the game with France. They target him as a potential threat for their defense. He was good, like all his teammates. It's normal that with his body, his size, his age, and his shape, play so many minutes at such a level of exposure cost energy. So let's say that's the level we want to compete. That's the type of stress we have to handle. Same story in the next games.
And we'll take one more question for Coach, if there are any. Yeah, go ahead.
Give us, please, a short comment on Pasechnik's. What was the decision to not let to play today?
No, I was connected with technical, tactical choices, trying to have more mobility on both ends, offensively and defensively. They choose to play most of the game with Olinik at the 5 position. It stretched the floor a lot, and offensively, we want to try to take advantages also of the versatility of our big men. So I decided to go through the mobility and through the versatility. I know that in a roster I have choices and opportunities, and I choose for the best for our team.
Great, thank you, Coach. And that will conclude the first part of our press conference here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
back to the post-game press conference here at the FIBA Basketball World Cup. Group H, just a reminder, Canada beating Latvia 101-75. And we made it a family event as we are joined by the cousins. We have Shea Alexander-Walker along with Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and then Nikhil Alexander-Walker and obviously head coach Jordi Fernandez. Shea, we're going to open up with a statement from you about the game.
Yeah, it didn't start the way we wanted to. Started slow. Wasn't really playing to our identity. Wasn't playing selfless. And then at the end of the first, going to the second, we tried to just do the little things, play for each other, get back on defense, box out, rebound, make the extra pass, play the right way. And the game slowly turned for us.
And Nikhil, we'll get a comment from you as well.
I think it was a great test for us to continue to play through adversity, like not making shots, not getting calls, and figuring out how to win. I think from personal experience, it's hard to come back from being down 10 in FIBA. And so for us to be able to do that after the first quarter and then win each and every quarter after that was big for us.
And Coach, you have now won once, 3 times in a row.
Yeah, so we are getting ready. Well, we're going to have a day off and then get ready for that 4th one game in a row. I give these guys a lot of credit. Like Shea said, we were not doing the right things, played against a very good team, very well coached with all their fans. And I don't know if you guys know the line of the song. There's a song that says, there's 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife. You guys know who sang that song?
I do.
Alanis Morissette, Canadian. So we were not defending. We were not doing the right things. And, you know, I think Nikhil was that knife. He came in, played really hard, defended. When he was open, he made all those threes. So I'm very happy for the collective effort. Like they said, the 3 quarters, then we were very disciplined, but didn't start well. We faced adversity, and that's really good for us as a group. So very happy for these guys.
Great, thank you, Coach. We will open up questions to either Shea or Nikhil. Yep.
Congratulations to all of you. Anton Strogilakis from Eurohoops.net. Say your coach, after the game against France, the big win, your coach predicted that you will become the World Cup MVP. Will you become the World Cup MVP?
We'll see. It's not my main focus. Obviously, the gold medal is my focus. But if that comes with it, I'll be happy. If it doesn't, I won't care.
Shea, just tell us a little bit about kind of what changed for you. Just you scored 16 points in the 3rd quarter, and I noticed a little bit that you were talking a little bit just to the bench and maybe to the fans. Maybe just tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, I think for myself especially, I didn't start the game the way I needed to and the way the team needed me to. Just with my energy level, my activeness on both ends of the floor. I wasn't really making the right plays offensively, and then defensively I was lazy. And I knew that. I looked in the mirror, and then just try to be better from that point on, and try to make that my focus, just to be better every possession for my team. And if I do that, it'll set the tone, and the rest of the guys will do so, and the tide will turn.
Shea and Nikhil, José Pereira, Café Belgrado. I would like some comments about how is playing against a really loud crowd from Latvia, which something is very typical in the European basketball. Like it motivates, like it disturbs a little bit. How is to deal with such a loud fans?
I mean, I played in a lot of basketball games with loud fans, so it's not completely new to me, but they're engaged to the game. It seems like they love the sport. They want their team to win really bad. And it almost felt like a away game for us, which kind of made it fun and a little bit more competitive. So yeah, they made it fun for sure.
as a competitor, you're gonna love it. Just because trash talk, all those small little things, it just ups the edge of the game and makes it more fun. Each possession, you want to get that stop, you want to get that basket, you kind of want to go at your opponent more and just stay engaged. It keeps you engaged. Like it's easy to be bored and it's a quiet game and there's no energy. But credit to Latvia, the fans, for coming all this way. But it was definitely fun for us because it's something you thrive on. It's something you dream about as a kid. I think everyone has those visualizations of playing against a packed arena on the road and at home. So for us, it was a good test as well, and we just thrived in that environment.
Scott Witter, X.com. This is for Nikhil. Nikhil, you're clearly the big cuz in this relationship. Halftime in the locker room, what'd you say to Shea to get his ass in gear?
I think it doesn't really take much for him, and that's the one thing I think from knowing him my entire life is just knowing when to give him space and then knowing when to kind of say my piece if you call it. But the main thing was just keep feeding him the ball, putting him in the positions where he's gonna be successful, and then I know he knows when it's time, and you can kind of see it. And then the main thing is just to roll with him. It's special to watch, especially seeing the work and it coming to light, and then once it just opens up, like it's like floodgates, and yeah, it just keeps going.
For Nikhil, I just averaged your team 108 points per game offensively. Defensively, you just allowed 71 points per game. What's still bothering the team now? I mean, what is still concerning the team?
To continue to get stops. If you look at the stat sheet, I don't think we have trouble scoring. As like you said, averaging 108 points in FIBA is very hard to do. So I think if we can continue to play defense with all of our offensive tools, it's just going to make us more effective and more of a tougher opponent.
Jordy, what was the message to the guys late first quarter, early second, when it just wasn't going right? What were you trying to implore to them then?
I think Shea just said it. We were not doing a lot of things for each other. Everybody knows this team shoots the three well, and they made some tough ones, but we also let them shoot some open ones. And then offensively, we were not, like I said, getting to our spots, cutting, rolling, doing the selfless little things that I think we've shown we can be really good at. And then from that point on, I think the guys, they just came together and did it, and I'm happy with what the numbers look like right now, the way we shot the ball, and also defensively. So good, like I said before, good job just facing adversity and then, figuring it out as a group, the guys coming together.
Yeah, that was my follow-up, Nikhil, and for Jordy, just going through that adversity, the turbulence for the first time in this tournament. What do you think you guys kind of learned about yourselves figuring it out?
It's just, it's self-inflicted, which is always a good thing, because you can look inwards and say, all right, let's start to do this better. And it begins with us individually, from 1 through 12, plus the coaches, and then we all do our role. We embrace our role, we've discussed our roles, and we've accepted them. And then it's just about owning it and trying to be a star in your role.
Hello, I'm Renis from Latvian TV. Congrats to all of you guys. But Coach, I wanted to correct a short information. Yesterday, you talked to the media. You said 3 million people. We have less than 2 million people.
I know.
1.8.
I looked at it today.
Yeah,
1.8. I apologize. Somebody I'm going to blame somebody else. Somebody told me 3 million. And then I looked today, and I know a lot about like your capital, country surrounding you, everything. So I try to educate myself too.
Thank you. And about the start of the game, only 4 of 18 field goals for Team Canada. What was the reason that the shots didn't go in?
The beginning of the game, yeah, you got to give credit to Latvia. What they did, they prepared better than any other team we've played before. They challenged us. They tried to deny Shea, try to make it hard for him. And obviously, it gets to the point that, you know, he'll take over. And like I said before, I have the best seat in the house, and I can watch him perform with his teammates, which was good, but started on the defensive end and us playing together. So obviously, Latvia was a big reason why we struggle.
Alex Adams, Raptors Republic. Jordy, just obviously you guys came out in the second half. What did you tell the group in the second half, and what adjustments did you try to make?
It was locker room talk because there was a lot of bad words, so I cannot share. But I think the best thing is when you walk in the locker room and the guys are already talking to each other. So at that point, yes, I'm trying to help them as the head coach of the team, but they pretty much did it themselves, holding each other accountable and staying together. And you saw the result in the second half.
Do we have any more questions? We'll go with Arash right behind you.
Guys, just Nikhil and Shea. First time ever Canada's won the group stage outright. As you think about what this means, you know, as the first kind of stage of this tournament, what's the significance of that, and how do you kind of continue rolling and use this as a springboard?
I mean, it's history, right? So to play for your country is one step. To represent it well is another. And grateful that God's given us this opportunity, especially growing up together and like wanting to do big things, and actually accomplishing those things is another thing, and just taking a day to appreciate it. But the job's not done, you know. We didn't come here just to win the group stage. We came here to win the World Cup. So that's one step further and one step closer. Ultimately, just staying focused, getting better every day, and taking it one day at a time.
Yeah, just like Nikhil said, it's nice. Our first goal was to win the group stage, but we're not done. We're not satisfied, and we have 5 more games to try to go win.
All right, that looks like that is the end of our press conference. Thank you guys, thank you coach, and good luck.
Thank you.